Thank you, sir. Mr. Clyburn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me, if I consider, I'm not going to do football. I played the game, not at the level you played it, but I'm a pretty good golfer. And I know that if I've got 150 yards to get to the green, it doesn't matter what club I use. What matters is what skill I've got. That's what matters. And I always hear people say, what club do you use? What does it mean to you? You ain't the same as I am. So therefore, at soon to be 85 years old, it's going to cost me a little more with a 6-iron that's going to cost this young man over here. So get the right equipment. Now, so if you tell me that HUD has been ineffective, do you cure ineffectiveness by refocusing, or do you cure it by eliminating? So if you say, well, I've been ineffective, you eliminate the funds, how does that make HUD effective? Tell me about refocus.
Yes, sir. And I've heard that you are a great golfer. I do look forward to playing with you. Your 8-iron might be a different club than mine, but you're right, it is a skill. Mm-hmm. I'm reminded that during the previous administration, during COVID, with a $70 billion budget, sir, HUD hired 2,000 people during COVID, most of which stayed home. And there was continuous waste, fraud, and abuse. And so when you have that many people and still not carry out the job, and you have that much funding and still not carry out the job for the American people, then we have to refocus. And part of that refocus is take an inventory of staff, take an inventory of the budget, take an inventory where the budget is going. And currently in the programs we don't have a lot of purview, if you will, and transparency, if you will, where the money is going. Is it serving those it's supposed to be serving? And so part of this refocus is to bring that back to House and bring it to the states and say, now let's have more transparency, let's have more accountability. And so when I look at refocus and I look at the skill set, all of that to me is in the same bucket. When you look at your people, mm-hmm. Are you doing the job you've been called to do? Are you doing at the level you've been called to do it? And is there transparency in the process that we have? And at HUD, that's what they're doing. And sir, I said it in my confirmation process that we're going to take inventory of every program office at HUD. We're going to maximize the budget that we do have. And we're going to serve the people that we're supposed to be serving. So the amount of people, the amount of money, that's not the deal here. Because with the tremendous amount of money and a tremendous amount of people, we haven't, prior to us getting here, carried out the job that we've been called to carry out.
I agree with you, but I think that to deal with COVID is a false, this is a false narrative here. I chaired the select subcommittee for the coronavirus. I know where the fraud was, and it wasn't in housing. The billions and billions and billions of fraudulent money went to some pretty wealthy people, at least one of whom is in this administration right now. So that's not the criteria that we ought to use here. Let's look at what the needs are and how we need to equip ourselves for these needs. Now, you mentioned the Obama-Biden administration. If you want to cue what you see to be the problem with the Obama-Biden administration, why would you advocate the Andrew Johnson and the Woodrow Wilson administrations? And I use those two administrations because I disliked them immensely, and they were Democrats. So I want you to think this is partisan. Woodrow Wilson was a Democrat, and I think one of the worst presidents we ever had. So this is not partisan here. This is whether or not we're going to have a program to meet the needs of the American people, or whether we're going to just get rid of it, throw out the baby with the bathwater. And that's what you seem to be doing here. Half of the budget, and then you tell me you want to refocus the agency with what? With what equipment? The 5-iron, or you will leave it in the bag?
Well, I think it's the right equipment for the situation. And right now, prior to us being here, we haven't been using the right equipment for the right situation.
So what is the right equipment?
Well, the right equipment, sir, is called transparency. It's called inventory. It's called, let's refocus and let's have a new paradigm. And, you talk about the Biden-Obama administration, and I make note to them just
you
because
did.
that's what, yes, sir, because that's where the rule came, not politics. And so, sir, I will assure you that my heart and my focus is on serving the American people, and we are refocusing in order to do that appropriately. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman.